Hello everyone, I am Dr.S.RAJESWARI, Associate Professor of Economics, A.D.M. College for Women, NAGAPATTINAM. Today we will discuss about the mobility of labor. See, what is meant by mobility of labor? See, mobility of labor, it means the capacity and the ability of labor to move from one place to another, or from one occupation to another, or from one job to another, or from one industry to another. That is called mobility of labor. So it also refers the ability of workers to move between jobs, occupations, industries, or geographical locations. It is very important role in several aspects. See, what are the important aspects of the mobility of labor? First one, the economic efficiency. See, the economic efficiency, we will say, the labor mobility enhances economic efficiency by allowing resources to be allocated to their most productive users. When workers can easily switch between jobs and industries, they can contribute to sectors where they have the most comparative advantages, leading to increased productivity and overall economic growth. Okay, another point, the reducing of unemployment. So it is one of the important aspects. See, labor mobility helps in reducing unemployment by enabling workers to find employment opportunities in different regions or industries or labor shortages. So it reduces frictional unemployment which occurs when workers are between the jobs. That is the main thing. And another important aspect, skill development. See, what is skill development? See, the mobility of labor encourages the workers to acquire new skills and knowledge to adapt to changing job demands or to enter new industries. It is through this entering the new industries, they develop the skill development. It fosters the continuous learning and skill development, making the workforce more adaptable. Okay. Next, regional development. See, the labor mobility can contribute to regional development by allowing workers to reallocate to areas with better job prospects or higher wages. So it can help in alleviating disparities in regional economic development and reducing inequalities. Next important one, the innovation and entrepreneurship. See, mobility of labor, it enables the movement of talented individuals to sectors with a higher innovation potential and also fostering entrepreneurship and technological advancement. See, by all these factors, by facilitating the flow of ideas, knowledge, labor mobility can contribute to innovation and economic dynamism. Next one, flexibility in labor markets. So, flexible labor markets, it facilitated by labor mobility and allow for quicker adjustment to changes in supply and demand conditions. So, this flexibility can help business to adapt economic shocks or technological advancements, it leading to smoother economic transitions. See, overall, the labor mobility is essential for promoting economic growth, reducing unemployment, fostering innovation, and ensuring a dynamic and adaptable workforce in increasingly globalized and interconnected world. Next, the labor mobility has two perspectives. The first one, it also affects workers on two levels, aggregate level and the personal level. First, we will discuss about the personal level. See, on a personal level, the increased labor mobility gives workers an opportunity to improve their financial situations. So, how it improves the financial situation means, if workers are permitted to train for new jobs, they can move locations or seek higher wages. They are more likely to be happy working, which can have a positive impact on productivity. See, many of the workers who do not feel indefinitely related to lower wages or jobs with a few benefits will seek better positions, and also it makes it easier for new industries to attract the most qualified applicants by offering better PEPs. Next, what is the aggregate level? See, totally the aggregate level refers to the economy as a whole. So, that extent to which the labor forces are mobile, that is, move from one place to another place, it can impact how quickly an economy can adapt to technological changes and how quickly competitive advantages can be exploited. And also it explains and how innovative industries develop, and some restrictions placed on how workers move around either geographically or occupationally can slow growth by making it more difficult for business to and hire productive workers. At the same time, unrestricted labor can depress wages in certain industries and it will create the unemployment in the economy. Next, why is labor mobility is very important? See, through the labor mobility or mobility of labor, it increased labor mobility is generally good for the economy and greater freedoms for the workers. Next, it also tends to yield happier workers and filling the job positions. It including less glamorous one, boosting productivity and the output of the economy. So, these are all the importance of the labor mobility. See, in some places, the restrictions placed on labor mobility. See, why restrictions placed on the labor mobility? For example, the labor mobility is not without the controversy. For example, opening up borders and encouraging geographical mobility can lead in extreme cases to the overpopulation of certain areas. In some areas, it is overpopulated. So, it's putting a strain on public services and pushing up the local cost of living. So, it can then fuel hatred and social unrest. Next, another point, the lifting occupational mobility, its restrictions can also sometimes be counterproductive. Some jobs require a certain amount of training and some jobs are opening them up to any old candidate could result in inefficiency and costly takes of mistakes. Next, what are the types of mobility of labor? There are different types of mobility of labor. These are all the following types. First one, geographical mobility. What is meant by geographical mobility? See, when a worker moves from one place to another within the country or from one country to another, it is called the geographical mobility of labor. For example, the movement of labor from Delhi to Chennai or from India to England, it is called the geographical mobility. Next, occupational mobility. For that is occupation, they are moving from one place to another places. See, what is occupational mobility? So, it refers to the movement of workers from one occupation to another. So, this mobility is further divided into the following two types. It is horizontal and vertical. What is meant by horizontal mobility? So, the movement of labor from one occupation to another in the same grade, okay, so or levels is called horizontal mobility. For example, a bank clerk joins as an accounts clerk in the company. Okay, that is the same grade. Same grade, or it is called the that is the one occupation to another in the same grade or level. It is called the horizontal mobility. Next, what is vertical mobility? See, when a worker of a lower grade and status in an occupation moves to another occupation. So, okay, one occupation to another at a higher level. Okay, that is called higher level, higher grade and status. So it is called vertical mobility. Just as a school teacher or school lecturer becomes a college lecturer and a university. So the clerks becomes a manager, etc. These are all the examples for this type of mobility. Next, mobility between the industries, one industry to another industry. So the movement of labor from one industry to another in the same occupations. It is called, there is mobility between the industries and also called industrial mobility. For example, fitter leaving a steel mill and joining an automobile factory. That is called mobility between the industries. Next to seasonal mobility. For example, agriculture and ice cream factory. These are all the examples for the seasonal mobility. It is nothing but the seasonal mobility occurs when workers move temporarily to areas where there is a demand for labor during a specific season, such as agricultural workers moving to farms during harvest times. It is called seasonal mobility. Next, what is meant by cyclical mobility? See, cyclical mobility occurs as a result of fluctuation in the economic conditions, leading workers to move in and out of employment as industries and also expand and contract in response to business cycles. Next, what are the important factors determining the mobility of labor? So, the mobility of labor depends upon the following factors. First one, there are different factors. First one, education and training. This is the important factor. It also determining the mobility of labor. That is education and training. So, education will develop the mobility of labor. So, for the mobility of labor depends upon to extent to which labor is educated and trained. The more person is educated and skilled, the greater are his chance of moving from one occupation to another or one place to another. So, the geographical and the vertical mobility depend on the education and the training. It is the important factor. Next, outlook or urge. So, the outlook or urge of workers to rise in life determines their mobility. If they are optimist and broad-minded, they will move to another jobs and also another places. So, due to that, the following reasons: differences in languages, habits, religion, caste, etc. will not be hindrances in their mobility. Next, social setup. What is the social setup? The mobility of labor also depends upon the social setup. A society dominated by a caste system and joint family system lacks in mobility of labor. But where the joint family and caste system do not exist or have disintegrated, the mobility of labor increases. Next, transport. What are the means of transport? So, well-developed nations, that is advanced countries, advanced one, it means the transport and communications encourage mobility of labor. So, the workers knows that in case of emergency at home, he can easily communicate with his father through phone or travel back by train within the country or by aeroplane if he is in abroad. Okay, this is the means of transport. Next, agricultural development. So, with agricultural development, labor goes from high population to low population area during the busy seasons. Next, industrialization. See, it is one of the important factors. The mobility of labor is determined by industrial development. Okay, so workers move from different occupations and places to work in factories. So, industrialization also leads to urbanization. And workers move from rural and semi-urban areas to industrial centers and big cities. Next to trade. So, there is export and import of goods. So, the trade also determines the factors. So, the development of business and trade leads to spread of their offices and institutions related to them in different parts of the country. As a result, workers move from one place and one occupation to another to work in trade and business offices, banks, insurance companies, etc. Next, advertisement. See, advertisement is relating to jobs in newspapers also determine the mobility of labor. Accordingly, workers move between places and occupations. Next up, state health. When the state starts industrial centers and estates, employment exchange, dams, public works, etc., they encourage the mobility of the labor. Next up, peace and security. The mobility of labor depends to a large extent on law and order in the country. If the life and property of the people are not safe, they will not move from their present places and occupations to others. Next, what are the obstacles in the mobility of labor? There are many factors which hinder the mobility of labor. They are differences in climate, religion, caste, habits, language, customs, tastes, etc. These are all the many factors hinder the mobility of labor. It also include illiteracy, ignorance, indebtedness, attachment to the property and place, poverty, economic backburners, and the lack of means of transport and communication and employment opportunities, etc. Next, what are the merits of mobility of labor? Merits or advantages. See, the mobility of labor helps in increasing the efficiency and productivity of workers when workers move to occupations for which they are suited the best. And it also increases their incomes when they shift from low paid to higher paid jobs. And it solves the unemployment problem when workers move to places where they are wanted. Next, further, the mobility of labor helps in economic development when unemployed labor shifts to public works like dams, roads, canals, etc., and to the factories. So it depends upon, or it thus increases the production, employment, and income. Factors or limitation factors that limit the geographical mobility of labor. The first one, that is accommodation and high cost of renting property. This is the main factor limit the geographical mobility of labor. The cost of accommodation in some areas acts as a deterrent to geographical mobility. So it leads to differences in house rent in different regions and or in the unpredictability of house prices. It means some people are reluctant to move from one to another. So accommodation problems exist in the cities in particular. Next, to transport and communication. So the limited access to good public transport, bottlenecks in cities, and access from commuter belt into cities, and also it acts as a deterrent. So the lack of accessible broadband in certain areas, it acts as a deterrent. Next, financial cost. The main factor, the financial cost involved in moving home, such as the increased cost of selling the houses, removal expenses, and settlement costs may be considered prohibitive. And next to family and social ties or upheaval of moving to a new environment. So moving means disrupting the family and leaving friends or uprooting the children from schools. That is the moving means of disrupting the family. See, disruption to children's education and to existing social connections in an area and family and the social ties. It all may act as a deterrent to the mobility of the labor. Next, migration. That is move from one to another. That is migration controls. The countries may have in place controls on migration, and this will limit workers entering a country. So, cap on inward migration, work permit, visas may not be readily available. Next, cultural and language barriers. The existence of different languages, cultural modes may limit the geographical mobility of labor. Next, what are the effects of labor mobility on organizational productivity? So, the labor mobility, when managed effectively, it can have several positive effects. organizational productivity. See, the following are the some key factors with labor mobility can impact the productivity. Through the mobility of labor, it develops the skills and knowledge transfer. So the labor mobility allows the employees to bring diverse skills and knowledge from different organizations and industries. So this knowledge transfer can introduce new perspectives and innovative solutions to challenges and contributing to increase the productivity. And the next one, adaptability and flexibility. The mobile workers are often more adaptable and flexible, having experience in different work environments. So this adaptability can enhance an organization's ability to respond to changing market conditions. Next, technological advancement and evolving business needs and reduce the skill gaps, and labor mobility can help organizations address skill gaps by attracting individuals with the specific skills and the expertise needed. So it can lead to a more skilled and capable workforce, positively impacting productivity. Next, increased employee engagement. That means employment opportunities for career growth and development through mobility programs can enhance employee engagement. So the engaged employees are more likely to be productive and contribute positively to the organization. And knowledge sharing and collaboration is also another important factor. Next, mobile workers often bring with them a wealth of experience and insights. So it can foster a culture of knowledge sharing and collaboration within the organization. It leads to improved teamwork and productivity. Next, talent retention. This is the organization that actively promote internal mobility can retrain the top talented person by providing employees with the opportunities to grow within the company. So retaining the skilled and the experienced employees can positively impact productivity by reducing turnover costs and maintaining institutional knowledge, and also enhance the employee satisfaction. So the mobility programs that align with the employees' career aspirations and preferences contribute to higher job satisfaction. So the satisfied employees are generally more motivated and productive in their roles. Next, cultural diversity. So the labor mobility also can contribute to cultural diversity within the workplace. A diverse workforce brings different perspectives and ideas. It fostering creativity among the workers and also problem solving, which can positively influence the productivity. And improved recruitment and talent acquisition, and organization that actively support mobility programs often become more attractive and potential candidates. So the result of this, a larger pool of qualified candidates during recruitment and ensuring the organization can secure the best talent for its needs. Next important point, efficient resource allocation. And another one, labor mobility allows organizations to allocate resources more efficiently by matching specific skills to particular projects or tasks. This targeted resource allocation can enhance productivity in areas where expertise is most needed. Next, agility and innovation. And mobile workers are often more attuned to industry trends and innovations. So the infusion of fresh ideas and a willingness to embrace changes can contribute to organizations' agility and innovation in fostering the productivity and the general mobility of labor. So other factors also influencing the general labor mobility, that is one of the main factor, minimum wages and labor market regulations, trade unions and 0-hour contracts. First one, minimum wages. The high national minimum wage may reduce the quantity of low-paid jobs and reduce the number of part-time workers. On the other hand, a national minimum wages can make work more attractive and encourage people to enter the labor force. And the next one, labor market regulations. The stricter regulations on hiring and firing the workers. Hiring and firing the workers can reduce labor mobility, and workers may be tied to contracts, making it harder to change the jobs. So if firms face high cost of redundancy, and they may have greater incentive to keep workers employed. And trade unions. So unions among the workers which operate closed shops or preferential contracts for insiders can make it difficult for workers to move into employment. Next, zero-hour contracts. It creates an incentive for workers to be more mobile within an uncertain amount of work. They may need to juggle more than one job to earn sufficient income. Next, labor productivity. See, what is meant by labor productivity? See, it is the output produced per worker per period of time. Example, per hour, week or year. That is called labor productivity. How to increase the productivity of labor? So, through the education, training and practices, that is frequent practices or training to the employees. And the skill levels can, through the training, the skill levels will increase and allows the workers to complete tasks more efficiently. And productivity, so the productivity improves directly, and it may also encourage the growth in economic activities and require higher skill levels. And they introduce incentive schemes, that is introduce various incentive schemes the various incentive schemes in improved working conditions and reward for workers who increase their production. It increases also in the way of increase the minimum wages, and such rewards that is improve moral and make the workplace conducive to greater productive effort. Next, it improves the quality of the other factors of production and technological progress, and expand the size of capital stock. If the management can improve these factors of production, then the workers may become more productive. They become more efficient. Through that, they become a more efficient one. If the production process is made more effective, it may assist workers to become more productive. Next, what are the importance of labor mobility? First, natural rate of unemployment. If labor is immobile and economy is likely to face higher rates of structural unemployment. Okay, that is lack of labor mobility means it increases the structural unemployment. In a period of declining the manufacturing employment, the labor mobility is important for determining whether workers can relocate to newer jobs in service sector. Next, important rapid technological changes. See, across the Western world, there are some chances to decline in manufacturing employment levels. So this factor mainly due to rising labor productivity and outsourcing of production to lower labor cost economies, and protecting these jobs from the onset of technological changes is to fight a losing battle. Next, the real solution for this problem is to improve the ability of workers to relocate and find new jobs in the service sectors. Next, economic growth. So, the high labor mobility may increase the productive capacity of the economy, and it will easier for firms expanding new markets to attract qualified labor. So, without labor mobility, the innovation and the expansion will meet supply constraints. Next, wages. High degrees of immobility may put upward pressure on wages in labor markets where there is a shortage of labor. So this could even lead to a wage price spiral. So the greater mobility enables a more competitive labor market. Issues and with regard to what are the important issues for the labor mobility. So an economy which relies on high levels of labor mobility can make a labor market more stressful. So with workers needing to rely on 0-hour contracts without any guarantee for the sufficient work. So highly the mobile labor markets may suit some workers who have educational attainments and the freedom to move around in search of work. So, but others may lose out the jobs because they struggle to cope up with the pace of change. Next, downward or horizontal mobility. So another big issue, the relative to decline in manufacturing has caused workers to lose the well-paid jobs, permanent manual work with a low education level, and new employment opportunities tend to be that is a different nature, that is temporary or to no security, and therefore the people or the unemployed worker feels labor mobility requires the decline in employment status. The high levels of migration can cause other social issues such as an impact on the limited housing stocks. Next, in conclusion, fostering the labor mobility is essential for promoting economic growth and reducing unemployment and ensuring more efficient allocation of resources in the labor market. By enabling workers to pursue opportunities that best match their skills and preferences, labor mobility contributes to higher productivity, innovation, and overall prosperity. So, government and organizations should implement policies and initiatives that facilitate labor mobility, such as that is investing in education and training programs and removing barriers to mobility and promoting flexible work arrangements. And finally, embracing the labor mobility can lead to a more dynamic and resilient workforce, benefiting both individuals and the economy as a whole. Thank you.